There is no escape!
Make yourselves at home! Strike a pose!
Now you shall perish! Shine down!
Grow! Rest and rebuild! Let the world collide! Share my knowledge!
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Hold the line! Shower me with good! Time to shine!
Now you shall perish!
This may turn a little. Torrent, break refuge! Strike a pose!
Torn to oblivion! Shine down! Illusion shattered!
The Temple of Wisdom! Billowing surge!
Now you shall perish!
Committed to memory!
There is no escape!
Covenant of the Deep!
Suma shines eternal! Ha!
Roll! Shower me with prey! Billowing surge! A brash maneuver! This may turn a little. Roll! Strike a pose! Time to shine! Hold the line!
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Shower me with praise! Covenant of the deep! Alaska! This way, turn a little. Yeah! Committed to memory! This may turn a little.
Now you shall perish!
Committed to memory. Yeah. Torrent, bring refuge. Hold the line.
Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Add Astra. Add Astra. Thank you for...
I better get me some alpacas. This land holds nothing but promise for adventurers from all.
The world remains constant.
We haven't been back to the academia in a while. It hasn't changed much, has it? Well, since we've got some time, want to go to the house of Dana? Paimon wants to do some reading! Ha! So you noticed! Well, you're too late. The Paimon you know and love is no more. You're looking at Paimon Plus, a new and improved treasure trove of travel know-how. Paimon Plus would like to find some new books to peruse. A gracious traveler like yourself wouldn't leave her companionless on her quest, right? Come on, this way! Oh, Wonder what's going on. Let's go see. Well, you know what they say? Learning is a lifelong quest. Which means there's always another chance to read a book. But you never know when the next chance to reunite with an old friend will come along.
Traveler, Paimon? You're back in Sumeru?
Oh, hello, you two. It's been a while. Looking to spend time with some old friends?
Yep. We saw some familiar faces, so we came to say hi.
Ha! You must be mistaken. Unless, of course, you mean his project collaborator, because that is far more accurate. Nephis, that old coot, should thank his lucky stars he has me on his team.
Which is something he'd never have the courage to say to his face.
Well, Paimon's glad to see you in such good spirits, Cyrus. Must mean things are all good here in Sumeru.
Ah, well, it's quite all right. I'm not the type to take offense at that kind of thing.
You definitely are. Anyway, what were you and Kale chatting about just now?
Ah, that. Well, it was quite a spontaneous meeting. I was leaving the sage's office when I spotted Kole in conversation with a Mahamata, and it looked serious. I thought something bad might have happened, so I hurried over as soon as the conversation ended. But as it turns out, our Kole is moving up in the world. The academia even hired her as a consultant.
Wow! That's incredible!
Oh, it's nothing, really.
Look at that, so humble. Takes after me, she does.
Not at all. Not at all. No, wait. I didn't mean that to sound like I don't think you're humble, Mr. Cyrus, because of course you are. I just, Oh, well, I wouldn't even call myself a consultant. I'm just helping out. Now that the new semester has started, a lot of students and scholars are doing fieldwork for their research. But it can be dangerous for those who don't have a lot of experience in the wild. So, the academia is planning to establish an agency that provides guidance on outdoor survival and rescue for people who need it.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So, you're here to explain rainforest survival as a representative of the forest rangers.
Yeah, pretty much. Of course, when it comes to tips on deciphering mechanisms or defeating monsters, that's for people who are far more senior than me to handle. And speaking of which, since we're short on manpower, the person in charge at the academia said we're still accepting newcomers. If you're interested, you're welcome to join and share your insights.
Ah, seizing the moment. Well done, Kole. Recruiting someone as capable as the Traveler is a great idea. Oh, and just between the four of us, the academia has set aside a generous amount of funding for this project.
Well, since Kale's thrown her hat in the ring, we should help out too. What do you say, Traveler?
Great! We're all supposed to meet up in Aru Village later, so I guess we'll regroup there. I was kinda worried, since Master Tainari isn't around to help this time, but now I feel much better!
Yeah, even if you don't trust the academia's eye for talent, you can trust ours for sure.
And mine, of course. I have as good an eye for people as I do for tomatoes.
Well, there you have it.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh, speaking of Tainari, how are things with him and the others?
Good, thanks. All the forest rangers are doing great. Oh, but Master Tainari did mention that Sino and Sethos were heading to Gandharvaville. I'm not sure if it's for work or something else.
Huh, knowing them, could just be to play some cards.
I'm not sure. Apparently Sethos is bringing someone else with him too. But with my academia commitment, I didn't have time to ask for more details.
Huh, well now Paimon's curious.
That's true, and I'm sure—
Now that is how it should be. Well, I won't delay your reunion any longer.
Goodbye, Mr. Cyrus. Take care. Alright, I should probably get going too. See you later, guys. Come find me in Aru Village when you're ready.
Looking forward to seeing you shine, Kale.
Traveler, Paimon, over here! Welcome to the home base of the Field-wise Center. As you can see, the core projects are already up and running, so we can get to work at any time.
Huh. This feels like one of those places light novels talk about. You know, the adventuring hubs where rookies gather to take quests and stuff. Oh, and almost like a school festival at the same time, with everyone getting together to learn and then forming teams to hone their skills. It's so exciting!
Well, this place isn't quite as decked out as a school festival, but Master Tainari said that Academia plans to be generous with the resources. Anyway, before students and researchers head out on dangerous field missions, they can come here for advice and emergency training. We even have professionals on staff that can join their teams to serve as guides or safety personnel.
Yeah, you can think of it like a forward operating base, equal parts theoretical training and field practice. We'll familiarize new recruits with potential challenges in the wild and take them through drills so there's no reason to panic during the real thing.
Amber, you're here too?
Surprised? I know I was. I'm off duty right now, so I was planning to just drop in on Kali for a bit. But I didn't realize how busy she'd be. I'm not the type of person to sit around and watch, so I decided to be her assistant.
Sorry, Amber. I didn't mean to put you to work during your time off.
Don't worry about it. A little relaxation balanced out with some fulfilling work is a great vacation in my book. Plus, I've learned a whole bunch of stuff too. And I got to see the Traveler in Paimon again. I mean, it just keeps getting better. We should have a giant feast once we're done here. How does that sound?
A feast with the first friend we met in Sumeru and the first friend we met on our whole journey. Oh, that sounds just about as awesome as a giant plate of sticky honey roast.
All right, down to business then. Kale and I are in charge of the Scouting Speedsters project. The focus is using devices and machines to pass through hazardous areas, survey terrain, and get details on potential threats.
Plus, Amorta research indicates that during dangerous situations, having the support of an adorable companion can help set adventurers' minds at ease and prevent excess nerves.
So, we took inspiration from Cullen Anba and Baron Bunny to create 2 scouting devices that are both adorable and useful. Cullen Anbot and Bar Drone Bunny. So far, feedback has been pretty positive.
Once we've collected enough data, the Academia will continue to refine the scouting buddies and release even more designs.
A bunch of Kulanambas and Baron Bunnies running around the wilderness? What is that gonna look like?
Plus, with you to guide our 2 little scouts, we'll be able to obtain some great data. Once you have a more complete understanding of the Fieldwise Center, you should come test them out. Now come with me. I'll introduce you to the other consultants.
Oh yeah! The lady with the greenish-blue hair also has a super adorable device over there. But it does something completely different than our scouting buddies. I'm looking forward to seeing it in action.
Oh, hey! Another familiar face! Come on, let's go say hi!
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Tainari's place! Tainari's place! Sino! Sethos! Looks like the whole gang's here! Oh, and Layla's here too! But, oh, she doesn't look too good. Did something happen?
Ah, Paimon, Traveler. It's good to see you. I'd welcome you like a proper host, but I'm a bit busy at the moment. Apologies. No need to look that worried. My observations indicate Miss Layla's condition has improved quite a bit. There's no danger to her mind. She's just fatigued and needs some rest. Excuse me for a moment while I blend some calming incense. I'll let you two explain the situation.
All right. What happened was, Sethos and a few members of the Temple of Silence rescued Layla, who was out in the desert trapped in a state of delirium.
She had to be rescued? Oh, that sounds bad.
That's all you're gonna say about it, Sino? I mean, we don't want people jumping to conclusions.
That's all I can say about it. The person involved is unable to explain what happened to her, so we're limited in what we know.
Sorry. My head... still dizzy. The moons... Exactly how many are there?
She's been repeating that phrase over and over again, but she can't seem to remember what happened to her.
We tried a few things back at the Temple of Silence, but we couldn't recover her memories. Her symptoms are kind of similar to researchers in the Satyavada life state. So we brought her to Tainari, to see if our veteran forest watcher had any other ideas.
Tainari is pretty much our last option, so let's hope he can help.
The good news is, even if restoring her memory is a no-go, we can help with the headache at least. Jur was in a similar state when we found him, delirious and mumbling to himself, but he's more or less back to normal now. Sorry, I should give you some context first, huh? We should let Miss Layla get some rest. Come with me, you two, and I'll introduce you to the other victim of this incident.
Good idea. I'll wait for Tainari here and keep an eye on our patient.
All right then, this way.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water.
Surely that little girl
Transitory.
must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
That little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant
Surely that
motion.
little girl must be leaving soon.
I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
Surely that little girl
I
must
stand
be
before
leaving
it,
soon.
alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves
Surely
no
that little
purpose
girl
whatsoever.
must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. 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 Surely that little girl must be leaving must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little
All
girl
the world
must be
holds
leaving
dear
soon.
is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon. Surely that little girl must be leaving soon.